What's up to all my freelancers and creatives? This is Nathan. Welcome to another episode of Freelance Jumpstart. This episode is a little different. As you can see, we're in the car. For this episode, we're going to be talking about where to meet with clients. We're actually in front of one of the places where I used to meet people. In the past, I used to take meetings however they came. I would ask the client, where do you want to meet? And they would either say their office or a Starbucks or Panera Bread or just something. They would just give a meeting location. A lot of times it was a public place. So I would go to the meeting and meet with them. And though those meetings were somewhat successful, it really didn't give the right perception. What I mean by that is I really didn't have control over the space I was at. For example, if we're meeting in a public place like Starbucks, there are other people there, they're talking, the environment is public, so there's all this other noise that is there. There's too many distractions, people are ordering food, people are eating, people are listening to music, and also, as I mentioned, I couldn't control the environment. So for example, if somebody came up to me and said, hey Nathan, how you doing? While I'm talking with the client, it just comes off as unprofessional, awkward, and honestly, it wastes meeting time. So really, meeting in public places is not a terrible thing, but for what you really want to portray to the type of clients that you would like, is not the best. This is an opportunity to really take control. Don't put this in the client's hands. You set the tone on where you want to meet. So if you don't have a place to meet, I definitely recommend a co-working space. This is a place that you can go to and either rent a room or rent a conference room for a certain period of time and just really communicate and say, hey, this is the type of professionalism I have and this is the type of professionalism my business can show you. So really look into things like that. You don't want to leave something as important as a place to meet in the client's hands. So if you're meeting face to face, I definitely do not recommend Starbucks, Panera Bread, or any other public place. You take the time to set the tone. With that being said, let's go check out one of my favorite co-working spaces in the city of Houston. Because this episode is a little different, I enlisted the help of my good friend, A. Jones. He has his own YouTube channel to where he interviews different people in music and they drive around. And as he's interviewing them, they're also touring the city. So you get to hear their songs on the radio, but also you get to hear him talk about the behind the scenes of the different artists' lives. So thank you for helping me out today.
Yes, sir.
Definitely appreciate it. I'm supposed to keep my eyes on the road. So as we drive to the co-working space, and let me really just quickly define that. A co-working space is normally an office building, or sometimes they build specific offices that are just for this purpose. It's really like a shared office space. So you can either rent a desk, so you're not renting the whole facility, you're renting one desk, and you can come in Monday through Friday. Some places are open on the weekends. You can come in Monday through Friday and do what you need to do and do your work. Also, co-working spaces sometimes as well, you don't have to rent a desk, a dedicated desk. You can say, hey, I just want to come here, I want to meet for 1 hour, 2 hours with a client, and that's it. And you pay a one-time fee for those co-working spaces. So I have actually different co-working spaces around the city of Houston. Also, even when I went out of town, I remember I went to Atlanta ahead of time. I scheduled time at 2 different co-working spaces. And I went there and I was able to do my work, get access to internet, network with different creatives. And it was all there laid out before me ahead of time. So it's just a good way to work. If you're traveling, you try to rely on the hotel internet, not going to work the best. So it's just a good alternative really to say, okay, I want to continue my focused work in a certain set environment. And it's just a good environment that help foster creativity. Normally I meet with clients, it's a couple of different ways. If they're far, it's remote, then it's going to be a Skype or Google Hangout. That's pretty much where that is. Outside of that, I've shifted meeting with clients to a co-working space. Another place and thing that I tend to do is I believe in having multiple co-working spaces so I can meet as close to them as possible, them being the client. So If they live on the north side of town, I have one on the north side. If there's one closer to downtown, like where we're going now, I have that space. If there's something on the south side. So it really just varies, and I just try to pick a place that's central and not too far for both of us. Another thing about co-working spaces that's pretty cool is, you know, it impresses the client somewhat that you have a home base. Many co-working spaces have cool things like conference rooms. They have different flat screen TVs, access to Wi-Fi. The one we're going to has free coffee, free drinks that you can offer to your clients, and it's included with the price. So just nice little, amenities that they have that's available. The one we're going to even has, a shower. No, you're not going to live there, but maybe you went to work out and you're headed to see a client and you want to get ready right before you see them. You can do what you need to do and get ready. So, and they even have a coffee machine. So pretty much everything that you need or may need with the client they have, and it's just something to think about and consider when working with clients. So it's all about professionalism. The more you can portray that you are a professional, the better mindset you can create in clients' minds on, you really are professional. You're not just some internet person. You're not just some freelancer. You're not just some guy who is trying to do something or girl who's trying to do something. You're actually a professional. So that just really sets the scene for that, because too many times I've seen and I've observed switching lanes. It's crazy driving in Houston, by the way. It literally is crazy driving in Houston. But if you can drive in Houston, you can drive anywhere. All right. So let's look at the spot. Well, we're finally here at one of my favorite co-working spaces in the city of Houston. And what I really like about this co-working space is it pretty much has certain things and nice amenities that impress clients. So certain things they weren't thinking or expecting. When I say I'm gonna meet up with them and meet in a conference room, they're thinking about, hey, I'm gonna come, it's gonna be a boring place. But when they come here, they see the art on the walls, they see the ambiance, they see the different decorations, and they also see that if needed, technology is available, whether it be we're displaying a screen or there's some type of teleconference or phone call that needs to be had. So really, I like the versatility of this conference room area as well as the ease of it. Literally, to get in here, all I had to do was set up an account, state I need a room of this size for this date and time, and I literally got a key to access the building, and that was it. And then they invoice me and I pay it. It's as simple as that. So that's why I like this co-working space and why I recommend co-working spaces. So why do you want to meet in a place like this? Well, the main purpose is you have to set the scene and set the tone for everything in your business. I talked about in a previous video that perception is reality. The only difference between you and that big name agency up the street is how you perceive yourself and also how others perceive you. So to that right, you want to make sure to set the tone from the beginning and show I'm a professional. And even when it comes down to meeting and talking with you in person, I view that as high value. So you want to continue this whole trend of value. If you come to a place like this that has, nice decor, a nice place to sit and focus, they'll say, okay, this person is investing in their business, and this person is also investing in me with something as little as a place to meet. If you meet at some arbitrary place like the library or Starbucks or Panera Bread or any of those other places, not that those are completely terrible, but there was no real upfront cost or investment that you made that the client can visibly see. When you want to meet and you walk up in Starbucks, you just pick a table, you sit down. But when you want to get a place like this, it takes some planning and it takes an investment, and there's a cost associated with it. And people see that and they'll respect that. I can honestly say the meetings that I've had in these type of settings are more serious, more real, more focused than the times in which I met arbitrarily somewhere else. The times that I've met face-to-face in places like these have been more focused in comparison to a video call or something on Skype, really just eliminating distractions. Another reason why I love meeting spaces like these is it allows you the time to focus. You know, when you schedule a block of time, I recommend no more than an hour. If you need more time, understandable, but I recommend an hour. But when you set a focused block of time, it helps both parties focus. The client knows you only have an hour. You know you only have an hour, and we need to accomplish the task within that time. If the meeting is too long, then people can get long-winded, but also the conversation can flow to where it's off topic. You're talking about random things. Now, don't get me wrong. You want to take the time to have some small talk, you know, be cordial with the client, maybe ask them about what they have going on in their life, really just to break the ice. But the conversation doesn't need to flow that way. This is a focused block of time, and in 1 hour, we need to settle the reason of why we decided to meet today. It's all about the overall client experience. If they see that you're willing to meet in a respectable, professional place such as this, then they really get the hint and they say, okay, this person is investing in his business and he takes it seriously. So that's what it really is about. Do you take your business seriously? Because they're gonna think to themselves, if the person I'm working with takes something as little as a meeting this serious and invest in something as little as a meeting, then I know whatever it is they're going to produce, they're going to invest in that as well. So you just want to continue that same trend and build something up in their mind and build momentum up. So finally, you know, they really trust you and they understand that whatever this person does is of high value. Another cool thing about co-working spaces is you're not alone here, right? So there are other people in the building. There's other people I can talk to. And more than likely, they're freelancers and they're other creatives as well. I've seen videographers here. I've seen lawyers here. I've seen different people who are photographers here. So it varies, right? And you can network with different people and even work together on certain projects, right? Maybe they have a client, you know, that they're doing photos for and they have other work that needs to be done, but they don't know how to do it, right? So you can come here on a regular basis and meet people and just spark up conversation and network. And soon enough, you may have people that you can add to your team or people that you can at least refer other work to, and you build a network of clients right here from a co-working space. Thank you once again for checking out this video. I greatly appreciate it. If nothing else, just definitely take away this. When working with clients, you want to come off as professional. And if you're looking for a place to meet, there's tons of places that you can go to meet up with someone around your city. If you're looking for a good place to go to maybe find out if you have co-working spaces in your area, I definitely recommend checking out desktimeapp.com. So shout out to Desktime. But desktimeapp.com, you can go there, type in your city, and it'll give a listing of co-working spaces you can go to. If you don't really see one on Desktime app, literally pull up Google Maps and type in co-working spaces and just see what comes up. I guarantee you'll find more than one place around in your city. So as always, there are episode notes to this particular episode. So check out the link and you can see the different episode notes that I talk about. As I mentioned, I've been averaging about 1,000 words per post. So there is added value in checking that out. And also I go a little deeper into, you know, how to choose a good co-working space and honestly, what to look for when you want to choose a co-working space. Well, until the next one, I will definitely catch you later. See ya. Co-working space, a place where you can go and meet someone in a quiet. Man, that bird was gone.